step is remove the nut, and it's a 13 mil socket. You can release the cable shifter adjustments by just grabbing them and sliding them back. Before we can remove that upper triangle piece, we got to remove that white clip, and you just got to gently pry apart the two ends and then pull it off. In order to get that triangle piece out, you got to move the main shifter over to the left and then kind of push it back and then kind of tilt it up, and it'll pop out. You're ready to remove the main shifter piece, and it takes a little bit of effort, a little bit of time, so just kind of grab with both hands, keep on pulling on it, and it slowly comes up. It seems like a pain in the ass, but keep on doing it. It'll come up, then pull out. Then you can't release the cable until you pull it off, and then it just comes right out. This part is very important because that little line you see on the new machine part is a little flat spot, and that's going to be lined up with the flat spot on those splines. So line it up and then put that piece on. Insert the cable end first, and then line it up with the splines and gently push her into place. Get it started at least, and then grab your new nut. Once you got it started, put your new nut on. Do not reuse the old nut unless you use blue Loctite on to put the new nut on, and then tighten it down until it's snug. Don't go too tight because you might snap it off. Now we're ready to install the new piece. I added some extra grease to that plastic bushing, and that little clip there, you just kind of pull it up and slide it off. And those two plastic bushings that are on there have to go in on the mount. As you can see right there, I put the outside one in first. You can't put them both in at the same time though. Part may test your patience. You got to have the plastic bushing on the one side of that new machine piece, because you kind of have to get it so it starts going in, and then as it starts going in, try to get the plastic bushing kind of in there at the same time. Then once you can slide the plastic bushing and the new part in, it takes a little bit of work. It's not perfect, but wiggle it into place, line up that new plastic bushing with the side of the other machine part, and then once it's all in like that, grab your little snap ring clip and then put it back on. This part, the slit groove has to go pointing up, and you slide that on the cable end, then insert your bolt into your other bracket. To make this easier to tighten, put a 13 mil socket underneath the lower machine bracket, and that'll hold it in place. As you can see right here, I'm trying to fish it out. Otherwise, when you go to tighten it, it might be a little bit of a pain in the ass to do so. So a 13 mil socket underneath there helps when you tighten down that last piece. In order to set the cables, you need to lock out the transmission, and there's an L-shape lockout bar down below. So what you got to do is you got to keep kind of gently pushing down on that top piece and push that bar in at the same time. If you look closely in this section, I pushed down. I just got it locked in now. Then I push down and it pops out. So then I got to push it down, lock it in again. And once it's locked into place, we've got to go inside the car and lock out the shifter there as well. Plastic pry tool to pull up the shifter cover, and then the little rubber piece underneath. And once you get that up, use your little pin you got from the kit. It goes through the shifter. You can see the hole in the bracket, and then through the plastic or nylon piece underneath, and that locks out your shifter. Now before you fully assemble it, you only want to tighten up a couple bolts on each bracket, and then you want to check, make sure it's going to go into all the gears properly. You'll know for sure, because if it doesn't go into gear, it'll feel funny. I've actually mentioned this before, but the cable on the right hand side, you kind of want to push that towards the firewall before you tighten it up. It should come out about 3 threads, and then tighten the 2 bolts up, because that sets the preload on the cable. Then once you got 2 on each side tightened up, go inside, move your gears just like it's shown in the video. If it feels like it's going in all the gears, then tighten all of them up, and then reassemble everything, and it should be good to go. If you have any questions or comments, post them below. Otherwise, thanks for watching.